Hey everybody, it's Uncle Snussy. Just wanted to do another update. We just had the new contests for the day come down. I'm taking a look at them in real time with you. Um, I haven't looked at them ahead of time. I'm assuming they're probably going to be pretty close to the way they normally are. We have a coin and Evo contest going. We have a faction contest for the Showdown, and then we have an individual Showdown contest going. So on the individual Showdown contest, let's see if it looks like they normally do. It does. So we're going to be having an opportunity to get the ingots, and I'm going to continue to regret the fact that I bought these little guys in the ingot store because they just keep popping up everywhere. So it looks like I'm going to have more than enough of those. So yeah, I wish I had spent that money elsewhere now, but oh well. But yeah, looks like the normal roughly 6 million in coin that you get when these contests roll around. This is our third of these contests for the month. So that means 18 million coin potential in this month. And this is why, I want to try so hard to give you guys tips and tricks and strategies on these Showdown contests, man, because this is 18 million coin just out there for you for the taking if we can just get your teams set up right for this. So, yeah, going back to what we talked about before, it's about getting that notoriety up above 500. And right now, that's about getting that notoriety up above 500 before about an hour before the reset is a good time to have that done, because they're usually handing out the weekly reward at that time. So we'll touch on that a little bit. Let's see what we get as a faction. So, there's some pretty big, again, the ingots here for the faction as well. In order for us to really make a huge dent in this, we need more and more members of the faction being able to get the full reward and complete the solo contest for Showdown. If we get a bunch of y'all getting really good at that, we're all going to benefit from getting what's out of here. And frankly, it's not always great what they give as a faction, but these ingots, they're kind of topical right now. So they help with a contest for all of us that's going on for a little over a week. And then these tokens, it never hurts to get tokens, right? To be able to advance more wrestlers. So finally, we have a coin and evolution contest going. It's a 24-hour contest. Usually, let's see what kind of rewards we got here. They're doing ingots and more of those Hall of Fame tokens. Yeah, there's just going to be in my face all the time that I shouldn't have spent ingots on that stuff, but oh well. Anyway, pretty decent amount, 112,000 of those ingots for the Coin and Evo contest. Now remember, if you get good at Showdown contests and you can max out that Showdown contest, you're going to get about 6 million coin, right? So no matter how much coin you have now, you're going to get a roughly another 6 million. So just spending coin from the Showdown event puts you here, and then just a little bit extra coin puts you here. And then if you fuse up any 3-star or 4-star wrestlers, that can get you up even further. And I would say that because ingots are the reward at this time, go for that highest one. Sometimes I tell people just stop when you get to award 10, because award 11 is usually like turnbuckles or something like that, right? And maybe you're not necessarily interested in feud or Showdown turnbuckles for perks, right? And so you can skip that, save the extra coin, maybe save it for the next coin and evolution contest. But this looks like a good one to max out if you have the means to do so. So what am I planning to spend my coin on right now? Oh, another point I'd like to make. It is 24 hours. So if you don't have the coin now and you can manage to max out the Showdown event, you can have the coin and use the coin tomorrow. So it's not necessarily about having to have the coin today. So you'll have an opportunity to grab some coin tomorrow and be able to spend that on some wrestlers. Okay, so back to what I'm going to be spending mine on. All right, I'm going to be spending some on Roman Reigns here. I would like to get my Roman Reigns strong enough for that tour that's going on right now. I got stuck in hard mode, not being able to 3-star clear hard mode to be able to get into hell mode and get some of the stuff in hell mode. So I'm thinking if I level him up another star level to 3-star silver in combination with my tour perks, I'm hoping I can make a little bit of a deeper run in the hell mode. Kind of violates my general principle of not developing wrestlers that I don't have like a need or a purpose for. But you know, it's a week-long event with some pretty sweet prizes, and so maybe it's worth go ahead and investing. You know, and Roman's a decent powerhouse, and I'm sure there's going to be other tours and events that he's going to come up in that he's going to be needed. So it's not all for naught to develop him. He's not one of those fodder wrestlers that I necessarily need to keep low in order to make my blitzes easier and things like that. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. Spin the coin now. All right, so he's ready to enhance. I'll do that as well, which means I'm spinning tokens right now, which also violates one of my rules. But again, I'm making this choice because we have this week-long event going, and I'd like the opportunity to try to at least take a shot at some of these prizes that are out there. All right, so he's 3-star silver. Not going to worry about leveling him up too much more. I'm more concerned about making sure those moves are strong. So right, moves are maxed out, so that part's ready to go. And there's another Coin and Evo event occurring in a couple of days, I believe. So it should still be while we're having this contest. So if I go out there and I use this new version of my Roman Reigns, it's a little bit stronger, and I go out there and I still am beating my head against the wall, then maybe I'll spend some coin on the next one to level up there and and see if I can get him even deeper into the tour. All right, so the next one on my list is actually my 6. And I'm only really kind of doing this one for you guys because I'm hoping this might be helpful if you go out there and Showdown, that maybe invest some time to see if you can develop 6 and get him start up a little more, because he might come in handy in the Showdown tournament that's going on right now. And I'm gonna show a clip a little later of me using 6 against Zombie Austin so you can see what I'm talking about. All right, so I got my 6 up to 3-star gold. And I'm going to go ahead and at this point, let me see how much it would actually cost to level them up. Almost 4 million coin. Don't know if I want to do that right now. It doesn't matter anyway. I don't have enough of the pimp hats to to be able to get them up to the next to 4-star bronze anyway, to show you what that looks like. I don't have enough gloves either. So I'm going to go ahead and use my shards to max out my moves. All right, moves are maxed. Here's one of the key things, right? This is the Zombie Austin killer, the spinning crescent kick, dealing 1790 damage and steal 2 MP from each of your opponent's purple moves. A Zombie Austin typically is configured by your opponents to have 2 purple moves. So if they're at least both 2 MP full and you do the steal, you're stealing 4, and you need a total of 7 in order to be able to kick off this move. When you get to 4-star bronze, there's another purple move, so you would swap out whatever you have here with another purple move, and then you're filling 2 purple moves as you're stealing the purple from Austin, right? So this is this is the configuration I'm going with right now. If you have him at 3 stars and you're going to be using him as a purple move stealer, you don't have to necessarily. You can choose kind of whatever move you want for this one. I picked this one because it's a low charge, right? I only need 6 move points to fill it. And it, makes these row break gems that might come in handy as well, right? So, but you can certainly, if you want, you can do this move here to make black gems, although I don't know why you would want to if there's no black moves. Or you can use the finisher, right, as well. So your call on that. I explained why I picked what I picked, but it's really not that huge of a difference. So the final thing I'm going to work on. And this is kind of specific to my situation, right? I successfully got Booker T in the month-long event. There's a couple of tours using Booker T that expire in the next 7 to 9 days, I think. And so if I want to go ahead and get some of the rewards out of those tours, I'm going to have to go ahead and invest in him. I've already increased his moves up using the shards that I got for him in the month-long event. And so then I'm going to need to go ahead and do some leveling up here, because I want to try to get him strong, so that I can get as deep as I can in those tours and get the rewards from the tours and get as much reward of all the work I put in over the last 3 weeks to, get him, right? So I'm not going to do that part right now. That's something I'm going to worry about later, but that's kind of where I'm putting my next focus, right? So Roman Reigns for the current contest that's going on, the current tour. And then I'm investing in 6 really just to show you guys. And then the Booker T, I'll be working on the Booker T and trying to get him up a little bit stronger, but not for the purpose of the Showdown or anything, but just those tours that are out there. All right, so here's the Showdowns. You have the ordinary Showdowns, still an opportunity to use these and use the bonus wrestlers in the contest. If you have any of the bonus wrestlers and you haven't won a Showdown match with them already, these are still sitting out there. You're welcome to fill these meters as well. They still count towards your individual and team goals for Showdown coins. You will, if you can get far in the actual Royal Rumble Showdown tournament, that's where you'll get the most coin. But certainly if there's time in the day, go ahead and fill up those other ones and get all the coin you can. Showdown, let's take a look at the Showdown and see what kind of Showdown we have. All right, it's an all male, and just know that by default what this game does is it takes whoever your 2 most talented wrestlers, male, female, mixed, and it puts them together in a team, right? So I haven't decided to pair Luke Harper with a zombie. It's just they just happen to be the 2 that have the highest talent level on my roster. And so the opponents often are going to be the same way. If people don't bother to go in and change their lineup, then it's just going to do the exact same thing, right? So same thing when you're setting your defense, right? It's by default, it's just going to pick your 2 strongest and it's going to pair them together. So, there's a couple of ways to approach the tournaments that we've talked about. One is to just go on the offensive. And to go on the offensive means you got to win matches faster than people are beating your team. So, we've all experienced where you're pounding away and it doesn't seem like you're getting anywhere. And if you go and you take a look at these logs, you're losing matches faster than you're winning, or you're losing matches at the same rate that you're winning matches. And so you're just kind of stuck in idle. So your choices are to either win matches faster than your opponents, which come down to having a strong offensive Showdown team, or setting a defense that is more discouraging to your opponents, to where they either choose someone else to go against, or they go against you and they beat you, but they beat you slowly. And so ways that can happen are, one, you just try to build the absolute strongest team you can. You just throw out your 2 most talented wrestlers, even if they don't go well together. And you just hope that people, when they see the 3 choices, someone in those choices is weaker than you are. And so they just move on and attack someone else. The other option is that you build a team that has something that's either discouraging to people because they know, or if they do pick you and they do beat you, it at least took a while, right? And so typically what you would look for there is you would look to put together a team that has submission moves, for example, and teams with strong links between the 2 team members, so that there is a bonus for having the 2 people paired together, that may be able to help slow down your opponents, right? So I'll throw in some examples. All right, so here's an example, right? Andre the Giant and Big Show. So they get this Giants pairing bonus, right? And the Giants pairing bonus is whenever they match red gems, they charge their red moves by an extra 2, right? So ordinarily when you match 3 red gems together, you get 3 move points to help fill your red moves. When they match 3 red gems together, they get 5, right? So combine that with the extra move point you get every turn, and you match those gems, you get 5, and then on the next turn you have 6, right? So that helps fill those red moves faster. So as far as how you would have them configured, right, for Showdown, you want them to be as annoying as possible. So in this particular case, that would be, you'd want the submission move, right? Because you want to drag on submissions for as long as possible. You want these red moves, so you gain the benefit of the red move bonus you're getting for pairing the 2 together. And then I would go ahead and whoever's in the lead position, right, meaning the wrestler that's going to go in first, go ahead and put an MP trainer on him. Right? So this way you're getting that red move off faster. And then the other thing I would do, if you can, is make that submission move last longer. So in his particular case, that's AJ, Zombie AJ Styles. Pretty good chance you got Zombie AJ if you were playing in October. So that makes his submission move last 9 turns, right? So this means if you're going up against an opponent, and you happen to fill those red moves, or you happen to fill that yellow move, it's going to be 9 turns. That submission is going to last 9 turns. So that's also going to wipe out all their moves. And so it's just going to take them longer to beat you. So rather than seeing your name come up in the log as getting beaten like every couple of minutes, maybe it's every 10 minutes, and maybe it's every 15 minutes, or who knows, right? Or maybe they just see that you've paired Andre with Big Show and they just don't go up against you. Right, so that's Andre's set, and same thing with Big Show. You're going to want, even if it's not their ideal move set, you're still going to want to put submissions, right? So let's get his purple submission move out there. And I don't think like his black move is to fill his purple, I think. Yeah, 9 into botch. Right, so I'm still focusing on filling those reds. So even though this is maybe not the ideal move set, I might roll with this anyway, just because those red moves get filled, those red moves get used, and they help with with slowing things down. Even if it's just the fact that you have to watch the finisher animations and the spear animations and all that stuff as he gets off his moves, and so. You don't really need an MP trainer on your second wrestler, right? Andre the Giant is going to be matching red gems as he plays, as the computer plays him, so the red moves are going to get filled. If you wanted to, you could put a purple MP trainer on there to get that submission move, charged faster. And then the other one is, if you have a purple, I don't know who the purple submission is. I think it might be Bray Wyatt. Nope, it's Zombie Brock. Little less common, Zombie Brock, so you might not have Zombie Brock. If you don't have Zombie Brock, maybe consider putting the Striker Stone Cold on there so the submission moves do more damage, right? But in my case, I would put Zombie Brock on there, right, to try to get this lasting for 7 turns. So, this is a lot of submission moves, and it's really just designed to slow down your opponent and make you less attractive to attack. So that's one potential choice. Here's another interesting possibility, and I see this one very rarely, but if you had actually developed this character, this would work pretty nicely. Most people don't, because Triple H, the game, is not all that great in the game, but he does pair nicely with Striker Stone Cold, right? So the bonus that they get is any color submission move lasts 2 more turns, right? So This one is really just about Stone Cold. So this is about his submission move and the fact that right now it's 3 turns, right? So if you have his gear, that adds turns. And then if you have him paired with Triple H, that adds turns. And then if you go into your entourage, right, and you do move damage and black submission moves, I think is KO. Yeah, zombie KO. So if you have zombie KO, that's turns, right? So I forget. I think you can get up to like 10 or 11 or 12 or some crazy number of turns in here just pairing all these together, you know, and just maybe you throw Bray Wyatt on here to get that, to try to get that finished faster, right? And then this move is the move that makes the black gems to fill this move. So maybe instead of Bray, you if you have a comm, maybe you boost that, right, to try to get that filled faster. Let me go out, take one for the team and set these here. Right, so this is a 9 charge to get this all set up, right? So the way these kind of work well together is this one feeds into this one and then this one feeds into that one, right? So you could also, if you have the gear and you have that tag link with Triple H, you maybe you sacrifice a couple of turns in the submission just to get the moves filled faster. So what that would look like probably for me is that I would go in here and maybe put in George Steele to get that green move filled quickly, right? And then maybe I put in Ziggler. Right. Get those yellow gems out there. And then that fills that, and then hopefully that fills that, and then you're off to the races. But you can also, like I said, you can put Bray Wyatt in there to just try to get that faster. So there's a number of different ways to run it. But really, this isn't about winning, and you're probably going to get smoked if he tags in your Triple H and your Triple H isn't strong enough. But this is just about trying to get one submission move off during the match and slow them down and force them to have to grind their way to a win against you. If the computer tags in Triple H, I don't, mine is only 2 stars, so I don't see a whole lot of moves, so I wouldn't even necessarily care about what I had on my Triple H. If Triple H tagged in, the thing's probably pretty over anyway, unless you just happen to have developed this wrestler pretty strong. So those are a couple of ideas. There's a lot more, and I don't want to take up the entire video talking about that, but just some things to think about. All right, so here's the example of a 6 lineup for the Showdown. If you don't have Undertaker, there's a lot of possibilities you can pair with 6. I was really trying to focus on people that I have pretty strong that have a purple move. So Deadman and the $1 Million Corp have a purple move, right? Some of these people I don't use enough to know if they've got purple moves. Maybe Bret Hart, I'm assuming as a trickster, he probably has purple moves, right? So basically trying to create a double whammy, right? Trying to create not only am I stealing purple MP to help myself, but I'm stealing purple MP to help my tag partner, right? So, maybe you have Farouk or, somebody else that has primarily purple moves that you can help fill those moves in case you got to tag them in. Or you could just put your absolute strongest person there. It doesn't really matter. I always do kind of impartial to tag links. I'm going to see if I can find a good purple opponent for us so you can kind of see how this works. All right, this might be biting off a little more than I can chew. 3-star gold 6 versus 4-star gold Zombie Austin. I've paired 6 with Stephanie because Stephanie does have some purple moves. As a matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and put both our purple moves in there. Oop. And I'm going to go ahead and, the purple. That's good. And then I want to prolong her purple submission. Doot. All right. So we'll see what happens here. So right now his purple moves have no charge, so there's no sense in actually doing. I'll still do the steel move because it does damage. You know, aha, only 482,000 left to go. But it it doesn't really help much otherwise. I'm going to focus on filling the yellow move for Stephanie. Let him... he's not even trying to do the purples. Oh, he's showing off. So I could do the steel now, but I'll probably wait till these get charged to 2. And I'm going to fill my purple move ahead of time because he's being sloppy. All right, so he filled his purple move. So he's probably feeling pretty good about himself, right? So I'm going to go ahead and use this. Thank you very much. So now my purple move is filled. So then I'm going to go ahead and make row breaks. Dink. And then I'll use this move to destroy a row break. Get some purple along the way as well. All right, it's still my turn. Steel. Filled. Destroy. Now, you know, I'm going up against 4-star gold, right? So this is a bit rough. A 3-star gold versus 4-star gold. This is an extreme example of what I'm talking about. But you can see I've already got him down 100,000 health. So steel. Row breaks. Destroy row breaks. So he's going to get off a move. It's a silence gem move. And this is the part about me being 3-star gold versus 4-star gold, right? I'm still taking a heck of a lot of damage because he's so strong. So when I talked about this, the idea was not for you to be able to defeat somebody who's a full 3-star levels higher than you are. But it does serve as a good example of just the power of this move set against somebody like Zombie Austin. There are other people out there that also lean very heavily on purple moves. You'll find a lot of them among the trickster types that are out there. There's a Showboat Slick Rick that has a heavy dependence on purple moves, and so that he's definitely someone you can use this against. But anybody where if you look in their lineup and you see they have 2 purple moves, you know, this is a great option for that, right? So I'm gonna lose this match, and that doesn't surprise me at all because of just the power difference. But I hope you see that if I was facing a 4-star bronze Zombie Austin who, you know, had maybe 120,000 health, the match would have already been over, and he wouldn't have been able to nearly cause as much damage as this Austin's been able to cause me, because this Austin is a 4-star gold Austin, right? And the other thing you'll notice is, this Austin never bothers to tag out, right? And that's the computer knowing that the computer has a power advantage over you, and so the computer is not going to freak out and tag in the other person just because the computer knows at this point that it has the edge. And in a way that gives you the edge because you get to stay in and you get to keep doing this. So one of the things trying to grind this way is going to cause you to have to deal with, you're going to have to deal with probably losing quite a bit of health along the way, right? So you got to have health packs for this to work. But if you get matched up against, those 4-star bronze, and if you have a 4-star bronze 6, if you get a 4-star silver, or even a 4-star gold at that point, you should be able to win those matches, right? And that's really what I was trying to show. All right, folks, that's it for me for now. I'm going to go grind out this thing. Right now, we've got basically 10 hours before that reset occurs, according to what I have on my clock. So that's what you want to pay attention to. You want to try to be above notoriety 500 when this thing's only got about an hour left. So that's the goal. Good luck.